Hey guys, we're here today with Austin Cupp and his beautiful 1969 Chevy C10. It's actually a GMC. This truck's been in his family since '69. It was bought at
Horton Chevrolet in Paragould.
Right here in Paragould, Arkansas. We're out here at some of his family's land in Walcott area. There's a gin right across the street that they actually pulled this truck out of. It's a really cool backstory. We'll show you guys that. So, tell them about the motor you put in this thing.
07 Classic 5.3 LM7, stock as a rock minus cam swap, sport mods, long tubes, and a blower on top.
Texas Speed 220R.
220R camshaft.
Love that
yeah.
cam.
Yep.
Set of long tubes and a Magnuson
TVS 1900.
1900.
Yep.
Man, I bet the thing's a handful.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
As far as interior, you guys did?
Swapped to 13 Denali seats. They're heated, not hooked up or anything. Center console. Everything else is all original. Try to keep it, you know, retro.
Awesome. Then he's got it on some 20-inch Riddlers, chrome Riddlers. Then you said the truck is all factory metal.
All factory metal minus the tailgate and the roll pan, but everything else is off his original 69.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the glove box, you pop it and it's still the original blue with the original factory decal to tell you what the truck was, you know, what it had.
Codes and everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then out back, you guys have, it's got a 12 bolt in it.
Yep, factory 12 bolt, factory 373 gears.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Moser axles.
Heck yeah. Stock ride height, lowered a little bit.
Lowered just a little bit, yeah. We changed the springs in the back.
Kept room for the 20s.
Yeah, 20s, 19s, staggered. And then adjustable shocks all the way around.
Okay,
you know.
heck yeah. What brand shocks did you guys go with?
I think we went with Competition Engineering.
Okay.
Yep.
And then coming out of the headers, you guys went, it was 3-inch?
Yeah, 3-inch true duals to MagnaFlows turn downs before the axles.
Okay, heck yeah. It sounds good, man. It sounds nasty.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and pop the hood and show them.
Absolutely.
All right, so you said the truck was parked in '72. So essentially it had been driven for 3 years and then parked and then sat for...
Yeah, so he bought it brand new from Horton Chevrolet in '69, and then he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS, and then, you know, lost all its motor functions, and then they just parked the truck.
Okay.
And the last time it was stickered, registered, and inspected was in '72, so it sat in the gin from '72 to like 2010, I think, 2013. And I remember seeing it, and I was telling my dad, I want that truck, I want that truck. And finally, I turned 17. I was like, for my graduation present, I want to work on this truck, you know, because we'll make memories out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And one day I came home, and the truck don't have a bed on it. The hood's missing, and there's an inline six about to get its, you know, about to get ripped out. And then it started from there. And this was my 18th graduation gift.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome, man. That's
but when we first, you know, built it, it was no blower, completely stock motor besides the cam, and then, you know, you hang around some friends that got some fast trucks or whatever you want to call it, and they rub off on you.
Yeah, it snowballs real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, man. It's a clean swap. It's
the first one we ever
beautiful.
did, yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, which now you guys have built a '68 Camaro. Your sister just graduated.
Yep. She's graduating next week.
If you follow us on Facebook or TikTok, you probably saw a clip of that where we tuned it last week or so. Yep. Yeah, no, that's an amazing family tradition, you know, to keep the hot rodders alive and keep these vehicles, you know, drag that thing out of the gin over there and bring it back to life like that, to where you can enjoy it and get out and go to cruises and car shows, and, you know, if you want to put your foot in it, you got something that'll knock the tires off and you'll just have a good time with it. You know?
And it was crazy because you know, kids had busted the front windshield out, threw baseballs at it, shot it with, you know, a 22 or whatever, and out of all the things that survived was the original sticker plate that's pressed hand metal in the glove box. That's the one thing that survived all them years with his signature and stuff on it.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. No, that's awesome. And this is Emma's favorite, man. She's a sucker for these.
Probably my favorite thing of the whole truck, it's like the littlest thing, it's probably the rearview mirror. Because like you can look at it and you can see the patina in it. Yeah. And like, I don't know, when I like mess with it, I think about him and my great grandma like driving around and you know, and it just, I don't know, something about it.
Hey, seen a lot of years, man, a lot of miles, heard a lot of conversations. You know?
A lot of conversations, yeah.
So what kind of transmission you guys got in this thing? Who built it?
So growing pains from, you know, the 4L60s, but finally I pulled all my pennies together, and we ordered one from RPM Transmission up in Indiana.
Okay.
So we got one of their
Nice.
built 60s or 65s, whatever you want to call it, with a PTC 2800 stall spec'd out for the cam and blower.
Okay, sweet.
And it's been in there for about 5 years, and I've had no problems with it.
Man,
so.
that's awesome. We put one of those RPM units in a C6 Vet that had a supercharger on it. And man, those things are sweet.
Awesome.
Clean units. They're nice. So you got any future plans for the truck?
If I can get it down to you, have you pin the crank, put the overdrive pulley on, and we'll turn it up some more, put it on straight, straight E85, and
make some power and have some fun.
Yeah, make some big boy power. I got some numbers. I just like 600, 700 out of it, and just
I was definitely doing
call it a day.
Yeah. Like, you got any goals as far as like trips you want to do, events you want to take it to?
I would love to take it. So there's a huge truck show, C10 Nationals.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to that.
On right now.
Yeah, I'd love to go to that.
In Texas.
There's one in Nashville that I've been to one time before I joined the military. We went to that, and I was like, dang, we got to make the trip for my truck one time. And now that my sister has her car, like, I see a lot of car shows coming up, you know, big brother messing with little sister, trying to, you know, better of the two.
Whether you go to Nashville or Texas, it don't matter.
Yeah. You know, I've already planned for the, you know, the carnival ride you guys got coming up in July, so it'll be there, and yeah, man, just making friends along the way, you know.
Right,
I was gone for a couple years, got out of the game for a little bit, it just sat, and my dad didn't really drive it. I drove it leisurely when I came back, just to scratch that itch, get that feel factor back in, you know, that fun factor, and big old Be Cool radiator, because when I first built it, it was overheating constantly. Yeah.
These older trucks, I don't know what it is about the swaps and aluminum radiators. They tend to run hot.
Yeah, it was. I got it up to 240 a couple times, and I was like, Dad, we got to do something. And
I find myself turning fans on a little earlier than I really want to, but it helps, and it doesn't burn the fans up. So, man, it's such a clean swap. It really is. I mean, you can't see wiring in there, but that's part of just about any swap, you know.
No, you didn't. You see my sister's car.
I mean, yeah, that's
that's the third one my dad's done. So
that's the thing, though, is, you know,
it comes with
that's
learning.
The easy stuff. Yeah. That's not hard to, like, it wouldn't take much to
undo right through the firewall, bam.
Undo and just, you know, move this, relocate everything. It, you know, we do a lot of those, and it's not that much.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what the overdrive pulley does, honestly. I'm really ready for it. It is 8 rib, but like, it is what it is. It'll just be 8 rib overdrive and then 6 rib serpentine. Everything else will be 6 rib. But yeah, I'm excited for that, because that was a couple years ago, and I talked to Ben about that, and he's like, do that, man. So I was like, all right. Instead of buying, you know, a blower pulley, I just went ahead and, once again, put them all together.
Do that and pin it. And
make some power.
Yeah.
Like I said, 600-700, that's the goal. I don't even know what it makes right now, but
so this is was it a cotton gin?
Yeah, it was a gin yard, yeah.
So the main building here, and then right over there is the small building in which you guys pulled this truck out.
Pulled it right out of it on 4 tires that probably would have lasted 2 miles, and we made them last about 10 getting home with it the first time, yeah.
Yeah, so did you guys flat tow it?
Yeah, right behind a car dolly. And I think I was smiling ear to ear the whole time, just watching the tires pop as we went down the road, and like we get home, there's flats and tire smoke, and yeah, it was doing a rolling burnout, but it wasn't a good one, you know.
Under its own power.
Under its own power, that's right, yeah.
And let's see, you were, so 2010, how old?
I'd have been about 11 at the time. It was like 2010, 13 range, but I was like 10 to 15 at the time.
Okay.
And then, like I said, when I was 17
is really when
this was it. I wanted this.
I want this.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of long nights. It wasn't banker's hours by any means, you know. They were 11, 12, 1 o'clock nights, going to school the next day, and
tired thinking about that truck, how you're gonna get that
I wasn't even thinking about
figured
school.
out.
I don't even remember my senior year. I think it was just like, man, my
I
truck.
got this truck done.
Yeah, it was, and it was a time crunch. We did it in a year and 9 days exactly, and I was able to drive it to graduation that night.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
Just there's so many key points in the story and in the truck that, you know, make it. not only special to you, but that's the kind of stuff that carries over in this culture and makes it special to other people, you know, to me anyway.
Yeah, it's more than just a truck. It's a part of us.
We can drag a truck out of any field, or we can get a truck from anybody, but when you have one that was bought brand new in your family in the 60s and you brought it back to this, and you know, there was an incentive and there was a drive to get it done. Yeah. You know, that's...
Yeah, well, none of it would be possible, though, without my dad and grandpa.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
they did more work. I mean, they, you know, nights getting up next days and, hey, my back, my knees, my arms. And no matter how tough it was, every day they made sure this truck was going to get done before I graduated. And that's, I mean, to them, I owe it to them for me to have this, you know.
And that's incredible, man. That's awesome. They wouldn't do that for just...
anybody.
Yeah, you know, you got something you got to earn in the same token, you know.
Everybody played a role, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It's awesome we got to do it in this spot too. You know, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, the fact that my family still, it's, you know, they're my cousins, but you know they keep it alive.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. That's incredible. So what gauge setup did you guys go with in this?
So we went with OEM, you know, look. Like I said, we try to keep it retro with some modern touches. Those are Dakota digital gauges. The Daytona editions, actually.
Okay. I noticed they kind of look like Dakotas, but they also kind of look a little different too.
Yep, they are.
And of course, is that a forever sharp steering wheel?
Yep, yeah, you know,
things, Love those things.
Yep, and then
headliner's done.
Yeah.
Man. Still crank windows, or is
it's crank windows. Okay. Yeah, everything's manual.
They've got that new conversion out with the where it still
up
looks
and
like
down.
crank, but we were actually eyeballing those the other day.
Yeah, you better crank them up and crank them down. And then you know, we got the fake. That's actually a dummy fuel cap. There's nothing there. And then the actual one's in the bed now.
I noticed you had a pop cap up back here.
Yeah, that's actually that gas tank now. Yeah.
Awesome. 20-inch chrome Riddlers on the
back, and then 18s in the front.
Oh, okay. So it's 20s on the back, 18s in the front.
Yeah,
and then
18 by 8s, and then 20 by 10s in the back on Toyo Proxies.
Okay.
And those are 295 40 20s, I think. They're a little over 11.5 inches wide. But
I got you. As far as the original power plant, what did you guys pull out of this thing?
Yeah, so we pulled out a straight 6 292 with a 2-speed power glide.
2-speed power glide.
Yeah, old power glide.
That's a big upgrade, ain't it?
Yeah, so 5.3 with a blower and a built 60. Yeah.
You want to strap some GoPros on this thing, go for a ride?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This thing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it to it.
Thing sounds good, man.
Thank you.
I had this same cam in a red extended cab, a 2002 model. Loved it.
I'd like to get one spec'd out for boost, but for what it is, I mean, it's just so good for what it is.
Whenever you're ready. We still got a GoPro.
Hell yeah.
That's good, man.
Thank you.
Man, it feels like it's got some good suspension on it.
Yeah, it's
good.
You know, just really it's all factory. I'd like to do some QA1 stuff. But...
Just pull over right here and regroup real quick.
Absolutely.
Make sure the GoPros are working. dude, this thing's a tire fryer.
Yeah,
Definitely lights them up.
35, about 35 and under, you know.
Yeah.
Limiter let off, and either it'll hook and book, or we're back to the limiter. Yeah, we're knocking them back off. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little single cab.
Yeah. Man, it's a beautiful truck.
Thank you. Thank you. Big, big shout out to my dad and my grandpa once again. This is
for sure.
This is not possible without them whatsoever.
Heck yeah, man.
And then when it gets to you, it's gonna get crazy. That's the.
No, man, I think if you got this thing on a tire and put a coilover on the rear, you could really get some impressive numbers out of it at the track personally.
One day that's the goal.
For said you had it on the scales and it was right at 3,900.
With me in it, yeah, full tank of gas.
Dude, that's lighter than a lot of factory production cars that are out here running on a regular,
Yeah.
And it's not super light when you're talking race cars, but this ain't a race truck. It's a full interior cruiser,
Yeah. It's a street truck, you know. You can drive it around
True
and
definition of a street truck right
have
here.
fun with it.
Yeah, man, this thing's sweet. Well, brother, I greatly appreciate you getting with us and letting us do this,
Absolutely.
man. It's
I
an
thank
honor
y'all.
and a
Thank y'all
pleasure,
so
man,
much.
for sure. And can't wait to get this thing up to the shop and
Absolutely.
and have our hands on it and play with it a little bit. And
Absolutely.
one of these days, you get this thing on a tire, we'll have to make another YouTube episode.
Oh, we will.
And go out with a draggy and we'll go out to the track and see what this thing will put down.
Absolutely.
We'll let it rip one more time for you guys. Remember, smash that subscribe button. If you want to see more content like this with more badass hot rods, let us know in the comments. Let her eat, Austin. That's a burnout.
Do the burnout.
Huh?
When do you mean to do the burnout?
Oh, you'll know. I'm about to punch you off.
But your truck's on.
That'll be all right.
You sure?
Yeah. It's just rubber and rocks.